Cube World. This video is going to be kind of long.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So, you can check out a much more condensed introduction video in the link below. Reptar. Alright. This is Cube World. It is an RPG game. It's an alpha. It was pretty fun. I'll put a link in the description where you can get the game and where you can read more information about it. Although there is kind of limited knowledge about the game in its current state, as far as specific details about, items and leveling and monster levels and everything like that. But I'm going to give you kind of a basic breakdown. This is a water mage named Reptar. I think the water mage is the best class. I certainly enjoy it the most out of the 4 classes, which are Mage, Warrior, Rogue, and Ranger. The Warrior is a tanky melee DPS who can either use a shield, 2 one-handed weapons, or 1 two-handed weapon. The Rogue can use 2 one-handed daggers, a 2-handed sword, or I don't know, maybe that's it. And the Ranger can use a bow, a crossbow, and a boomerang. The Mage can use a staff, or a wand, or a bracelet. Every item for every class kind of gives you different moves. You kind of see the staff gives you these tornado deals. I don't know if I have a wand the appropriate level. You can see that the bracelet kind of gives you these little fireball deals flying out. But you don't need to worry about that. The staff is where it's at. So one thing that's good about the water mage is that he can heal people. Currently is the only class that can heal anything. You can heal via these little tornadoes, which kind of do an insignificant amount of heals, but it adds up over the course of a long fight. Or you can just go with your direct heal spell, which heals for a bunch. The way the level up goes for the water mage, you have your healing stream, which is the main heal I just mentioned. You have a mana shield, which will be your second bar, and then teleport, which will be your third action button. These 3 skills combined give you quite a bit of utility. Most monsters in the game run equal speed as you do, so if you ever find yourself in trouble, you can just kind of kite them around in a circle while you heal yourself up, wait for your shield to be up, or you can just teleport away. This gives you quite a bit of survival. I kind of feel like the water mage is probably a little overpowered right now compared to the other classes I've played and other people I've played with. Some other things to mention about the game. For your first few levels, you're probably just going to be wandering around killing stupid animals like cats, for example. You're not going to do nearly this much damage because I'm kind of high level here. But once you get to level 3, 4, or 5, I would totally recommend you just start going for bosses. And the way you do that is these big swords crossed on the map. You just go to the boss, you kill him. Usually the bosses are somewhat appropriately leveled compared to you. So if you're level 5, the boss is probably going to be around level 5. If you're level 50, the boss is probably going to be around level 50. Which makes the game kind of always have content for you to do. Some of the bosses are going to be really hard and take like 20 minutes to kill. Some of the bosses are going to take like 20 seconds to kill. They're going to be really easy. I really have no idea what determines their difficulty. I imagine it's somewhat randomly generated, somewhat based on the zone you're in. But again, that's kind of the information I was talking about that we're not really sure at this point. There's a few basic forms of travel. Right now I'm hang gliding, which I believe to be the most effective. You travel pretty darn quickly over the surface, especially compared to running. Running is considered to be what I would say is 100%. As you can see, your traveling skills kind of give you a percentage of how fast you'll be going compared to that. You can ride on a certain number of mounted pets, as you see my pet turtle Turts here. I don't really spend any points in the mount speed skill because most of the time I'm just hang gliding around. You can even just hold your hang glider without using spacebar, which maintains your altitude, but drains your stamina, if you see there at the bottom. Anyway, if you're traveling over the surface, you can just simply jump while you're waiting for your stamina to come back. And it's way faster than on your riding mount. But you can kind of do what you want. As long as you're getting to where you need to go, that's what's important. But after you've killed, 100 bosses or so, you're kind of going to want to get from boss to boss as quickly as possible. Another interesting part of the game is the pet system. As you're fighting mobs, or if you're in town, you'll notice that the main vendor in the town will sell you a piece of food. There's lots of different types of pet food in the game, and each different piece of food will give you a different pet. For instance, a sheep eats cotton candy. So if you have a piece of cotton candy and you hold it in your hand, by placing it in this bottom right box here, the sheep will come up to you and it'll show little hearts above it, and it'll become your pet. That kind of goes for everything. I don't know all the pet foods, but I know a few of them. The vanilla cupcake will give you a light-colored alpaca. I think the lolly will give you an owl. Not exactly sure about all these. Again, I'll kind of give you a link that is to the game's Wikipedia page, which will give you a lot more information than I'll be able to give you verbally here. So right now we're flying towards a boss at 375% speed, which is pretty good speed. When I first started playing, I didn't really want to spend points into my mount speeds because I thought, I want to have the best spells I can have as far as my heal and my shield and my teleport. But that'll quickly go away, that feeling, because once you spend, 10 minutes running to your bosses, you're going to realize that that is not fun. So really, travel speed is pretty important. I would kind of recommend getting fast travel speed as soon as possible because it's really going to improve your leveling rate considerably. I wouldn't go overboard because there's kind of a diminishing returns in this game. For instance, your first level into the hang glider will give you, say, 200% increase. And then your next level will give you 250, and then the next one will give you 275, and then 285, and then 290. So it kind of diminishes with each level to a point where you kind of think, 10 more levels and I'm only going to gain, 5% movement speed. That's really not that beneficial. But then you have to take into consideration, 10 more levels in your heal spell is only going to increase the casting speed or the mana cost by 1 or 2 as well. So it kind of all balances itself out. Again, this is the alpha phase, so I would expect some of this stuff to change. I really don't know what or where or how or why, but we'll kind of see how it goes. One of the reasons it's really great to be a mage is because you can teleport. I only have 1 point in a teleport, but you'll notice it's really handy. You can just teleport up onto a bunch of trees and then glide your way down. Make sure you pull out your hang glide right before you hit the ground, or else it's going to give you a concussion, which is kind of going to slow your speed if you see like that. So just kind of try and be smart with it. Teleport on top of something, pull out the hang glider, and keep going. This is going to be your fastest way to travel around. And again, that movement speed is really key to how fast you can level up, how fast you can get gear, everything. Okay, we're getting pretty close to a boss here. I'm going to go ahead and teleport up this tree. And there he is on the map, but if you kind of needed to find him a little more specifically, you could just use your mouse wheel to zoom in. It'll give you a lot more specific location of that boss. As you see, these swords are usually directly above the boss's head on the map, which will be displayed by this little skeleton skull. So we're going to go down, we're going to kill him. Kill this troll maybe 10, 20 times already. It's pretty easy, so it's not going to be a big deal. Just go ahead and DPS him down. As I was kind of mentioning before about this tornado, it does your damage as well as healed at the same time. I think they may nerf the effectiveness of it because you can kind of use it to just tank and do damage at the same time. Anyway, we killed that boss. We leveled up. Let's see, we get anything good here? No, this is all going to be level 17 stuff. Nothing really good. See if we can't get a spirit. We did not. I'm just going to discard this junk because money doesn't seem to be really worth anything right now. I've got 9 gold, which doesn't seem like much, but again, there's really nothing to spend your money on at this point. This may be an alpha thing. Hopefully later on we'll have some gold items to buy. But right now the only thing you really need is these platinum coins. As you see, I only got 1 from that boss. Boo. But when you fight some bosses that are higher or closer to your level, they'll give you, 20, 50, 100 platinum coins for killing them. Platinum coins are used to upgrade your gear to a current level or downgrade gear that's too high level to your level. For instance, if you see here, I am power level 76, which is separate from your actual level of 61. So if I was to upgrade this green staff plus 71, it would go to plus 76. The thing is, it's probably going to cost me like hundreds of platinum coins to do that, and green quality isn't the best thing out there. Yellow is probably the best, followed by purple, then blue, then green, and then white. Here's a little tip when you're traveling on the hang glider. You just kind of want to briefly tap your spacebar, because when you press spacebar, it drains your stamina. And you only have so much stamina. When you're out of stamina, you're going to go into a death spiral, kind of like that, and you're going to crash down. You can jump without using any stamina, but your stamina is not going to recharge while you're in the air. So, kind of keep that in mind. Here we got some +1 mobs, which I believe means they're kind of a tier higher. There's kind of a tier system going on here. Again, not exactly sure. Really hard to find information about it online. But basically, these mobs' names are in white, which means they are lower level than me, I think. But they are +1 tier, which means they're, more difficult than a plain white mob without a plus after their name. So in this kind of, undead area, which is signified by all these kind of structures here, there's going to be a boss somewhere. Flying around looking for him. Let's see, what do we got here? And here he is. You can always tell there's a boss by this strange red glow, as well their name is going to be in purple. So as I said, this guy's a +1, which means he might be slightly difficult, might be really easy. It's kind of hard to tell. But we're going to fight him anyway. Again, we're going to use our super awesome water mage skills to just tank the crap out of him while we're damaging him. Just want to keep an eye on your health and your mana the whole time. Keep in mind you got that teleport skill if you need to jump out of combat really quickly. Throw up that mana shield whenever you can to tank some more damage. Your right click ability is going to do a much larger tornado that costs 30 mana. Your left click is going to do a free of mana tornado that's smaller. But they both kind of do the same thing. One notable feature of the bigger tornado is that it will apply any status effects you have on your weapon from applying spirits to it. As you see, I just gathered a +63 wind spirit. Something kind of strange is like, say your weapon is +71, like this. I can only apply spirits that are around +71 to it. So I just found that +63 wind spirit. That really doesn't do me any good. I can't apply that to anything. I'm not going to use any weapons that are lower quality than 71, obviously, or I'd be downgrading myself. You can add 2 spirits of the same quality together, because you see how they stack. There's 2 here and only 1 here of this type. But I've noticed, which may be a bug, may not be a bug, if you try and combine spirits that are greater than level 60-ish, it just consumes them both and does not upgrade the spirit level. So you might want to be careful of that. Fly boss. A lot of these bosses are just kind of open world bosses. They're not signified on the map by a... Ooh, look, he just cloned me. Some bosses have random abilities like that to kind of do strange things. Yet another thing that we were not really too informed about yet. But again, that boss wasn't signified by a cross swords icon on the map. but there are just a bunch of random bosses around the world. This is the boss that's on the map. As you see, he's white with no pluses on him, which means he's probably going to be really easy. It's still probably going to level me up. If you see in the right-hand corner, there's that text box that says defeat the Saurian, whatever you want to call it. Whenever that's up on your screen and you kill the boss there, it's going to give you a crap load of EXP. So this is how you're kind of able to level up really quickly, because a lot of times, you know, just killing normal mobs around the map is kind of going to take you forever. Just grab that stuff to see if there was a spirit underneath. There's not, so we're out of here. On to the next boss. So that's kind of the gist of leveling up and stuff. Right now I'm playing on single player just to kind of do these videos. Most of the time we're playing multiplayer, just because it's a lot more fun. We're usually in different zones than the starting zone. Right now I just generated this map, or this seed as you might want to call it, just for the purposes of showing you stuff and recording some things. But the map we normally play on, we've kind of been on the same seed the whole time. There's like a number of zones surrounding this one zone, and a lot of them have a lot harder mobs. There's like a lava zone, an ocean, there's like a desert, some other forest deal, and some of them are up to like +3 mobs. If you ever fight a boss that's +3, it'll like seriously take you a long time to kill it, even with awesome gear. We've kind of had a few 20-minute fights where, you know, if you don't dodge their special attack, it's just a one-shot. It'll hit you for thousands upon thousands of damage. I'll try and show a little clip here coming up of something like that.
Surprised he hasn't turned on me yet.
Good stun. Got the whirlwind. Oh, he did anyway! Stay alive!
Yep, I'm dodging. Your turtle's still going ham bone on him.
Turts, get him! Level 3 turts?
Oh my god. I dodged that. Oh my
Bam.
god. How do we not level on that?
Yeah, I didn't even level on that either. That's kind of level 3 bus. Ooh, 77 fire spirit. Ah, look at this ranger armor. Yellow plus 77. It's pretty gnarly. So that's kind of it for my first couple introductory videos here. Please ask me any questions you have. You know, I'm still kind of learning about the game. It's still in the alpha. If you know or don't know, Wole, I believe people call him, or Wale, is the developer of this game. He's been having a lot of problems since he kind of launched the alpha with, you know, people DDoSing him, and just some general problems that, you know, you're supposed to kind of get in the alpha. So hopefully he works a lot of this stuff out. The game is a lot of fun. I believe $20, 25 bucks. I don't know if he's changed the price since we got it, but yeah, so again, check the links. Please ask any questions in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you guys, and I'll be posting more videos here shortly.